हम लोग div 2 से स्टार्ट div 3 से स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं। One minute। ये div 3 के सारे क्वेश्चंस है, हम लोग वन बाय वन क्वेश्चंस को पिक कर रहे हैं। Then move on the first problem। So first is the problem. Chef bakes cake to. The name of the problem is this. The problem says chef is an expert baker. To make the cake, he needs n different ingredients, numbered from 1 to n. He needs ai amount of the ingredient, numbered I, and he currently has bi amount of that ingredient already. So it says the chef is a baker. 1 minute. Chef is an expert baker. To make a cake, he needs n different ingredients. Then chef want to make a cake, and to make a cake, he needs of the n ingredients, and that ingredients is of the different types. Is it from 1 to n? All the ingredients is from 1 to n, and it says he needs ai amount of the ingredient, number I, and he currently has bi amount of the ingredient already. So to make the cake, it needs of the ai ingredients. For the ith ingredients, it needs of the ai amount of the ingredients, but it has already bi amounts. So basically it says, let's say chef is a person that makes a cake, and to make a cake it needs of the ingredients from number from the 1 to n, and the amount of each ingredients from 1 to n is required the ai, but the already the chef has the amount for each ingredients from 1 to n is the bi. And again it says the each ingredients cost him 1 coins to buy, and to buy the each ingredients we have the 1 coins required. Find the total cost of the buy the exceed ingredients necessary to make the one cake. Okay, so basically it says that how many the number of how many the number of coins required to make the all the ingredients. Is this problem clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So chef is a person जिनके पास हमारे पास जो हमारा एक केक बना रहा है, और टू मेक ए केक इट नीड्स ऑफ द इन एन इंग्रेडिएंट, हमें उन्हें चाहिए चेफ को एक केक बनाने के लिए, और ये इंग्रेडिएंट्स होने चाहिए फ्रॉम 1 to n, जो कि डिफरेंट डिफरेंट इंग्रेडिएंट्स हमारे पास हो रहे हैं। देन लेट्स हमारे पास ith इंग्रेडिएंट्स का यूज अगर वो करेगा तो उसके लिए ai अमाउंट उसको चाहिए, और लेट्स से
Okay.
और चेफ के पास ऑलरेडी हमारे पास ith इंग्रेडिएंट्स का bi अमाउंट है। तो अगर लेट्स से वो ith अमाउंट कभी लेगा ही अपने केक को बनाने के लिए, तो उसे कितना अगर इसके लिए हमें कॉइन और चाहिए, मीन्स कितना एक्स्ट्रा अगर हमें इंग्रेडिएंट चाहिए जिससे कि वो ith अमाउंट के लिए जितना भी हमें इंग्रेडिएंट चाहिए उसे फुलफिल कर सके। ये बेसिकली यही बोल रहा है। तो फॉर ईच आई फ्रॉम 1 to n you need to find out the how many the more number of ingredients required to make the all the to make the one cake. So move on the test case. The first line of input test case contains an integer t, जो कि number of test case को denote कर रहा है। Each test case consists of the multiple line of input। जो फर्स्ट लाइन हमारे पास डिनोट करता है the number of ingredients, जो कितने ingredients तुम्हें रिक्वायर्ड है वन केक को बनाने के लिए। एंड हर एक टेस्ट केस के लिए फॉर ईच एन तुम्हें दिया है कि ai अमाउंट मीन्स a1 to an, कि तुम्हारे पास हर एक इंग्रेडिएंट्स के तुम्हें कितने अमाउंट ऑलरेडी हमारे तुम्हारे पास रिक्वायर्ड है, विच इज द a1 to an, और तुम्हारे पास कितने हमारे पास है ऑलरेडी, विच इज द b1 to bn, and you need to find the total cost of buying the necessary ingredients for 1 coin. Then let's see the constant. Now constant is very simple. You can move on the 10 to the power 2 or 10 to the power 3. So first is the test case. So basically in the test case first first line of input is the test case, and inside this test case you have given an integer n, which is the number of ingredients required to make the one cake, and for each n you are given the two array. This is the first array and this is the second array. The first array is tells that the required amount to make the cake, and the second array tells about the you have the how many amount of the each ingredient from 1 to n. तो तुम्हें बताना है कि लेट्स से हमारे पास टोटल कितने एक्स्ट्रा तुम्हें इंग्रेडिएंट्स बाई करने पड़ेंगे जिससे कि तुम वन केक को बना सकते हो. ओके ठीक है, तो हम लोग फर्स्ट टेस्ट केस देखते हैं. क्योंकि बेसिकली फर्स्ट टेस्ट केस में 1 मिनट, दिस इज द तीन नंबर ऑफ टेस्ट केस, एंड हर एक टेस्ट केस में तुम्हें एक इंटीजर दिया. लेट्स हियर इज द n इज द 1, एंड इसमें जो एरे दिया हुआ है द एरे ऑफ वन साइज इज द it will be the 5, and second array b is the 2. You can verify it from the here. The 4 is the number of test case, and for each test case, then for the first test case, the value of n means size of the array ingredients, which is the 1, and the amount of the array A, which is the 5, and for the array B, the value is the 2. तो बेसिकली लेट्स से तुम्हें एक केक बनाना है और तुम्हारे पास इंग्रेडिएंट्स हमारे पास एक तुम्हारे पास चाहिए एक केक बनाने के लिए, और तुम्हारे पास उस इंग्रेडिएंट के तुम्हारे पास 5 अमाउंट तुम्हें चाहिए और तुम्हारे पास 2 अमाउंट है, तो तुम्हें और कितने अमाउंट की जरूरत है? तो बेसिकली तुम्हें और 3 अमाउंट की जरूरत है, 3 इंग्रेडिएंट्स की. हाँ, तो इस 3 इंग्रेडिएंट्स को बनाने के लिए बोल रहा है कि हर एक इंग्रेडिएंट्स को बनाने के लिए मीन्स और इंग्रेडिएंट्स को बाई करने के लिए हमारे पास एक कॉइन लग रहा है, तो तीन इंग्रेडिएंट्स को बाई करने के लिए हमारे पास 3 कॉइन्स लगेगा. ओके यस. सो अगर मैं 3 इंग्रेडिएंट्स बाई कर लेता हूँ तो द टोटल अमाउंट ऑफ द इंग्रेडिएंट्स जो हमारे पास हो जाएगा ये 2 से बढ़कर के ये हमारे पास 2 + 3 मतलब 5 हो जाएगा, जो कि हमारे पास रिक्वायर्ड इंग्रेडिएंट्स को हमारे पास फुलफिल कर दे रहा है. यस. सो द आंसर विल बी द 3. यस, यू कैन वेरीफाई फ्रॉम द हियर. यस. तो ये तो एकदम स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड प्रॉब्लम है. लेट्स से तुम सेकंड टेस्ट केस देख सकते हो. ओके, लेट्स से तुम्हारे पास 2 इंग्रेडिएंट्स चाहिए वन केक को बनाने के लिए, एंड यू हैव द रिक्वायर्ड नंबर ऑफ द इंग्रेडिएंट्स. For the 0th ingredient, the amount will be the 1, and for the first ingredient, the amount is 2. And जो तुम्हारे पास जो amount है, it is I think 2 and 1. Yes, 2 and 1. ये जो इंग्रेडिएंट्स है तुम्हारे पास इंग्रेडिएंट्स का अमाउंट है जो कि इतना तुम्हारे पास चाहिए मिनिमम, और ये तुम्हारे पास है, और तुम्हारे पास हर एक इंग्रेडिएंट्स का यूज करके तुम एक केक बनाते हो. इस इंग्रेडिएंट्स को के लिए लेट्स से तुम्हारे पास बी की वैल्यू अगर ज्यादा है, लेट्स से तुम्हारे पास 2 इंग्रेडिएंट्स है और तुम्हारे पास एक ही की रिक्वायरमेंट, तुम्हें अब बाई करने की कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है. सो इसके लिए तुम्हारे पास 0 इंग्रेडिएंट्स बाई करने की बाई मैं करूंगा, मींस एक भी इंग्रेडिएंट बाई नहीं करूंगा. यस. सो आई विल बाई इंग्रेडिएंट्स फॉर द सेकंड व्हिच इज द 1. सो बेसिकली ये कहां से आया? अगर हमारे पास कहीं पर भी bi की वैल्यू मींस लेट्स से फॉर द bi मींस द ith इंग्रेडिएंट्स के लिए, तो अगर bi की वैल्यू हमारे पास छोटी है ai से तभी मैं बाई करूंगा.
यस सर.
हाँ, और मैं हर एक कितना हमें बाई करना पड़ेगा विच इज द ai माइनस bi, जिससे कि मैं मिनिमम ai तक मैं पहुंच सकूं. तो और हर एक के लिए हमारे पास एक कॉस्ट लग रहा था. इन टोटल कॉस्ट विल बी द ai माइनस bi, और मैं इसी तरह से मैं सारे के सारे इंग्रेडिएंट्स के लिए करूंगा, तो इन सब का मैं समेशन ले लूंगा. ये क्लियर है? समेशन मींस ऐड कर दूंगा. ओके, सो मूव ऑन द कोड. तो बेसिकली हमने एक टेस्ट केस ले लिया जो टी टेस्ट केस, और उसके अंदर हम हर एक टेस्ट केस के लिए मैं इनपुट n ले रहा हूँ विच इज द साइज ऑफ द इंग्रेडिएंट्स, और हर एक में मैं क्या करूँ ये एरे बना लिया b एंड a, एंड हर एक बार मैं a को ले रहा हूँ एंड b को ले रहा हूँ. a इज द रिक्वायर्ड इंग्रेडिएंट्स अमाउंट एंड b इज द we have the इंग्रेडिएंट्स अमाउंट, और ये मैं सम वेरिएबल में ले लिया जो कि आंसर के लिए, और मैं हर एक बार मैं क्या करूँ, हर एक फॉर ईच इंग्रेडिएंट्स आई विल फाइंड the number of ingredients. अगर हमारे पास नंबर ऑफ अमाउंट ऑफ द इंग्रेडिएंट्स अगर हमारे पास कम है जो कि रिक्वायर्ड है, तो मैं बेसिकली मैं उन्हें ले लूंगा और फिर बेसिकली इन सबका समेशन मैं लेकर के प्रिंट कर दूंगा। ये क्लियर है?
Yes, sir.
So move on the second problem. So first is the problem. The chef is an expert baker and each cake cost him 30 coins to make, and then he sells each for 50 coins. Okay. So it basically says chef is a expert baker, means chef is a person that make a cake for the, जो कि एक केक फॉर्म कर रहा है in the cost of the x के cost में, means to make the
30
cake it
coins.
cost, हाँ yes 30 coins. So the basically to make the a cake it takes the 30 coins and it buys to the cake in the 50 coins. चेफ इज गोइंग टू सेल केक फॉर एन डेज, चेफ हमारे पास एन डेज के लिए वो केक को सेल कर रहा है। नंबर फ्रॉम 1 to n ऑन द ith day AI कस्टमर विल विजिट चेफ शॉप एंड बाय एग्जैक्टली वन केक ईच, मींस ith डे पर हमारे पास AI कस्टमर आ रहे हैं और वो बाय कर ले रहे हैं, हर एक कस्टमर एक एक केक बाय कर रहा है। However, chef preferring uniformly will always produce the same number of cake at the start of the every day. मीन्स जो हमारे पास चेफ जो प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है वो केक, वो हर एक डे पे हमारे पास सेम नंबर ऑफ केक प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है। लेट्स से इट इज द एक्स, मींस सपोज द चेफ प्रोड्यूस द इन द ith डे इज द केक एक्स, देन वो आई प्लस वन डे पे भी वो एक्स ही केक प्रोड्यूस करेगा। Because cake become the stale first, he cannot keep the current day cake for the next day. Okay, अगर if a chef make a cake on the higher day, then it will not keep the that cake on the next day, means I plus one day. मीन्स अगर वो कोई चेफ हमारे पास कोई केक को हायर डे पे बना रहा है तो हायर डे पे सेल कर देगा, उसके नेक्स्ट डे पे सेल नहीं कर सकता। You want to decide this non-negative integer x in such a way that is maximize the chef profit over all days, all end days. Okay, so it says that the chef is a person that makes the cake for the end days, and on each place it makes the some number of cakes, which is the x that is fixed for the all the days. And to make the one cake, to make the one cake को build make करने के लिए इट टेक्स 30 कॉइन्स ले रहा है, और इसे सेल करने के लिए, और ये हर एक केक को सेल करा 50 कॉइन्स में, देन यू नीड टू फाइंड आउट द मैक्सिमम वो जो एंड डेज के बाद है वो कितना प्रॉफिट वो अर्न कर पाएगा। ये क्लियर है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so move on the test case, input test case. The first line of input test case is the single integer t that denotes the number of test case, and each test case consists of the multiple line of input. First line of each test case contains a single integer n, which is the number of days, and second line contains the n integers from a1 to an. So you are given the first test case दिया हुआ, and in each test case you are given a integer n that tells the number of days, means how many days you make the cake, and for each day how many persons comes into the your shop, which is the AI. You need to find out the maximum number of profit possible if suitably decide the integer x. And let's see the constant. The t is the from 1 to 100 and n is maximum 100. So it will be the basically it will be accepted on the 10 to the power 2, or it will also accept on the 10 to the power 3. So move on the test case. The 6 is the total number of test case, and this is basically the first test case. So in the first test case, the value of n is the 3, and the array will be the 1 1 1 means it says that, let's say, on the 3 day. So on the first day, the first customer comes, then the first customer will buy this cake in the 50 coins. Then again the second customer will come and buy it in 50 coins. Again the third customer will come and buy it in the 50 coins. And to make this, it will cost of the 30, it will cost of the 30, it will cost of the 30. Then total the cost to make this cake, it will be the 30 into 3, which is the,
9.
yes, 90. And one minute, this will be 90. And total cost of the selling means, which is the 150. So the total number of profit will be the 60.
60.
Yes, you can verify from there. Yes, this 60. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So move on the second test case. So you are given the end days, and on the ith day, the two customer comes in the shop, and again the two customer comes in the shop, again the one customer comes in the shop. Then let's say you want to, why, तुम क्या चूज करना चाहोगे? लेट्स से तुम्हारे पास दो, तुम एक दिन में अगर दो कस्टमर तुम्हारे पास आ रहा है, तो तुम चाहोगे कि मैं दो केक बनाऊं, बिकॉज इफ यू मेक द वन केक in a day, then it costs the 30, and to buy it you get the 50 coins. Means तुम एक केक पे तुम 20 रुपए का प्रॉफिट कर रहे हो। लेकिन तुम चाहोगे कि मैं मैक्सिमम जितने हमारे पास, एटलीस्ट जितने मैं सेल मैं करूँ उतना तो बनाओ ही बनाओ, तभी तो हमारे पास मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट होगा।
Yes, sir.
सो बेसिकली मैं क्या देख रहा हूँ कि लेट्स से अगर कोई हमारे पास कस्टमर जो कि हमारे पास 2 दिन पे आ रहा है, लेट्स से दिस कस्टमर विल बी द 2 मीन्स द ith पॉइंट पे हमारे पास, मीन 0th डे पे हमारे पास दो कस्टमर आ रहे हैं, तो मैं चाहूंगा कि दो मैं कॉइन में बना, मैं दो केक मैं बना के देख लूँ या एक केक मैं बना के देख लूँ पर डे, बिकॉज द नंबर ऑफ द केक मेक्स इन एवरी डे इज कांस्टेंट। तो लेट्स से मैं दो केक मैं बना के देख रहा हूँ, तो 0 डे पे अगर मैं दो केक बनाऊंगा, देन इट विल कॉस्ट ऑफ द 60, which is the 30 into 2, and it will give the selling price will be the 100, means the total profit for this day will be the 40. And again for this, the making cost will be the 60, which is the 30 into 2, and the selling cost will be the 100, which is the 50 into 2. So it will again the 40 cost, and again it will make the here uh, two two cake. So the cost of the two cake will be the 60, and the,
60.
yes, and the selling cost will be the 40. Sorry, 100. Sorry, it will be the 50, because in
Selling
this day,
50.
yes, because in this day only the chef sell the only one cake. So it will give the loss of the minus 10 rupees. So the total cost will be the 80 minus 10, which is the 70. Also you can verify from the, to buy, to make the one cake from the here, one cake from the here, one cake from the here, and take the maximum जिससे तो maximum आ रहा है, take that। ये जो है हर एक, तो लेट्स से ये ब्रूट फोर्स प्रॉब्लम, तुम्हें हर एक पॉसिबिलिटी इजीली तुम चेक कर सकते हो कि तुम एक केक तुम पर डे बनाओ, टू केक बनाओ, थ्री केक बनाओ, एंड द मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ केक विल बी the maximum value of the AI, बिकॉज लेट्स से तुम्हारे पास मैक्सिमम, तुम्हारे पास कस्टमर जो आ रहे हैं वो 5 ही कस्टमर आ रहे हैं, तो तुम क्यों ही 5 से तुम ज्यादा ज्यादा कॉस्ट ज्यादा केक बनाओगे, क्योंकि 5 से ज्यादा केक बनाओगे तो तुम्हारा लॉस ही होगा या कम प्रॉफिट होगा। सो यू मेक द मैक्सिमम दे 5 केक। सो मूव ऑन द कोड, you can also verify to this other test cases। So basically, yes, so basically I give the number of the test cases, and for each test case I will call for the function। You can simply do this problem same as the previous problem। ये मैं बस बेसिकली मैं टेम्पलेट यूज किया हूँ, नो वरी फ्रॉम दिस। So basically for each test case I will call for the function, means if for each test cases this code will be the execute. So for each test case I will take the input n, which is the number of days, and for each test cases I will take the AI customer, and the minimum cost will be the minimum chef can make the 1 coin for 1 cake for each day, and let's say the maximum cake will be the 0, but the I see from the here the maximum the cake that chef will form will be the maximum value of the AI. So the maximum value will be the for each from 1 to n I will find the maximum value of the AI. Means for basically मैं सारे के सारे एलिमेंट्स को मैं देख रहा हूँ और मैं चेक कर रहा हूँ कि कहाँ पे हमारे पास एआई की वैल्यू सबसे ज्यादा क्या है. सो आई विल फाइंड द value of the one and maximum of the one and previous maximum. This is basically the fold from the 1 to n. That is the same as this loop. So basically it gives the maximum value of the AI, and I will take the answer will be the 0, and from the low to high means from the 1 to the maximum I will check for the each elements. Let's say I make the 1 coin for each day, 1 cake for each day, 2 cake for the each day, 3 cake for each day, and each for each loop means for each value of the cake, what I will do, I will move on the each element, and I will find the total profit. एंड ये अब टोटल प्रॉफिट कैसे निकलेगा. लेट्स से तुम्हारे पास अगर लेट्स से तुम एल कॉइन्स एल केक बना रहे हो पर डे, तो उसका कॉस्ट तुम्हें कितना लगेगा. लेट्स से तुम्हारे पास यस लेट्स से तुम्हारे पास 5 कॉइन है, सॉरी 5 केक है जो कि तुम बिल्ड कर रहे हो, और तुम्हारे पास जो कस्टमर है विच इज लेट्स से तुम्हारे पास 7 कस्टमर आ रहे हैं, तो तुम 5 बिल्ड किए हो तो 5 ही बेच सकते हो, सेल कर सकते हो. तो बेसिकली तो मिनिमम टेक द मिनिमम ऑफ दिस टू एलिमेंट्स एंड मल्टीप्लाई इट्स बाय द 50. या लेट्स से तुम तीन तीन बना रहे हो, तीन तो बन ही नहीं सकता. लेट्स से तुम अगर 3 बना रहे हो तो जो एआई की वैल्यू होगी दैट इज विल बी द ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू द sorry it will be the lesser than or greater than or equal to the maximum value of the AI. So basically take the minimum of the building number of the cake and the maximum value of the AI means value of the AI and multiply it by the 50. ये समझ में आया.
Yes.
Okay. So basically what is the TS means total count means the total cost मैं कितना मैं बना रहा हूँ बिल्ड करने के लिए मेरे को कितना लग रहा है, टोटल केक बनाने के लिए मेरे को कितना लग रहा है. सो दी टोटल केक लेट्स से मैं एल बना रहा हूँ, तो फॉर ईच एल हमें पास मीन्स लेट्स से हमने एल एल केक बनाया, तो फॉर ईच केक में टोटल केक को बिल्ड करने के लिए हमें एल इंटू 30 लगेगा, एंड मेरे को सेल करने के लिए इतना लगेगा विच इज द मिनिमम ऑफ द एल का माई एरे ऑफ आई एंड इंटू 50. और बेसिकली मेरा प्रॉफिट कितना होगा, तो बेसिकली मैं जितना मेरे को लगा है लेट्स से फॉर दिस सेल करने में हमें पास एस कॉस्ट में मैंने सेल किया एंड टीसी कॉस्ट में मैं टोटल कॉस्ट में मैं इसे बनाया हूँ, देन टोटल सेलिंग कॉस्ट विल बी द एस माइनस टी एस मीन्स टोटल प्रॉफिट. ये क्लियर है ना. एस में मैंने किसी प्रोडक्ट को मैंने एस कॉस्ट में सेल किया और उसको बनाने में हमें टीसी कॉस्ट लगा, then the profit will be the s minus ts. तो I will take the maximum कि अभी तक जो हमारे पास मैक्सिमम हमारे पास मिला है प्रॉफिट, क्या वो ज्यादा है या करंट हमारे पास जो प्रॉफिट मिला वो ज्यादा है, उसे मैं स्टोर कर ले रहा हूँ आंसर में एंड आई विल रिटर्न टू द आंसर. तो मूव ऑन द थर्ड प्रॉब्लम. So move on the third problem, which is the MARKALL. So basically you have first is the problem, you have n numbers from 1 to n. Initially all of them are unmarked and you want to mark all of them by the end. So basically you have n numbers, initially all numbers are unmarked and you want to mark all the elements at the end. There are n possible operation numbered from 1 to n. The ith operation cost ai coin, and you can use it in exactly one of the following way. Means you need to perform the n operations to perform करने हैं. Means you can perform the maximum n operations, and you can perform the minimum one operation, zero operations. But the number of operations is started from the 1 to n, so you can perform the maximum n operations and minimum 1 operations. Where the ith operation the cost, means to perform the ith operation it costs the ai coins, and for each operation you can perform the any one of the two operation. The operations name is prefix type and suffix type. Prefix type operations is let me mark all the numbers in the range from 1 to I, and the suffix type does that mark all the numbers from the in range from the 1 to n. So basically it says that let's say you have number from 1 to n, you have any number, let's say 1, 5, 3, 2. Let's say you have four numbers. Let's say you have the four numbers, and you want to mark, and initially all the numbers are unmarked, and you want to mark all these numbers. Then to mark all these numbers you can perform the maximum n operations. Then let's say on the first operation, on the we can perform the two operations, either prefix operations or suffix type operation. In the prefix operation, I can mark the index of each element. Let's say 0th index, first index, second index, third index. So let's say I want to perform on the first index the prefix type operation. Then to perform the prefix type operation, I will choose to the this index. So the cost to perform the prefix operation, which is the ai, which is the 5. Then when I will perform the prefix operation, then it will mark all the elements from the 0 to I. Means from the each element that is present from the 0 to 1, it will mark. तो टू जीरो टू वन जितने भी हमारे पास एलिमेंट है वो उन सबको मार्क कर देगा, 1 को 5 को सबको मार्क कर देगा. और लेट्स से मैं इस एलिमेंट पे मैं सफिक्स ऑपरेशन लगाना चाहता हूँ. लेट्स आई वांट टू मेक द सफिक्स टाइप ऑपरेशन ऑन द इंडेक्स 2. देन इट मार्क्स ऑल द एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम द 2 to 3. 2 to मींस बेसिकली n तक जितने भी एलिमेंट्स हैं उन सबको मार्क कर देगा. मींस it marks all the elements from the 2 to 3. So it marks 3 and 2. So by this way all the elements will be the mark, and the cost for this operations, this suffix type operation, which is the 3, which is the basically ai. So what it says, each operation can be used at most once. Okay, so find the minimum cost in coins to make all numbers from the 1 to and to mark all the numbers from 1 to n. So basically it says to mark all these number, how many the minimum number of coins required, minimum coin to mark all this, to mark all these numbers. So the one answer will be the 5 plus 3, which is the 8. I think it is, I am not sure that the 8 is the minimum or not. So 8 may be our answer or not. So move on the test case in input format. So in the input format, the first line of the input will contains a single integer t that denotes the number of test case. Each test case contains a multiple line of input. The first line of this test case contains n, which is the upper bound on the number to mark. Okay. The second line of contains n integer. So basically it's the first line, which is the number of test case, and basically the second test, which is the how many number of elements. The number of elements will be the 1 and 2 for the first test case. Okay, the output on a new line, the minimum cost to make all the number. So pick on the first test case and analyze the problem. So the size of the array is with the 2, and the array is 2 and 1. 2 and 1. Then initially all these two numbers is unmarked, and your task is to mark all this number. To mark all this number. To mark all these numbers, you can perform the two operations, either prefix operations or suffix operation. So first, mark the index of each element. This is the 0 index and this is the first index. And you need to find the minimum number of operations to mark all these numbers. So let's say I will choose to the this number. I will choose this index and I will perform the suffix operation. Then on the suffix operation, it will mark all the elements that is present from the 0 to 1. So it will mark to the 2 and 1, but the cost of this element will cost of this operations, which is the 2. So 2 either be our answer or not. I can verify from the other operations because one answer I got the 2. But let's say I not perform the suffix operation on the 2. I will perform the prefix operation on this element, means on the first index. Then it marks all the elements from the 0 to 1, and the cost of this operations will be the AI, which is the 1. So 1 is the minimum, so our answer will be the 1. You can verify from the here. Yeah, so answer will be the 1.
Yes.
Okay. So move on the second test case. The size of the array is the n, and the array element will is the 314. 314, and the index of this array element will is the 012. So first, what do you think that, let's say if you choose to this index and perform the suffix operation on this, then it will marks all the elements from the 0 to n. You can take the one best index as 0 best index. If you take the 0 best index, then it will match from the numbers from the all the index from the 1 to n minus 1. But if you take the one best index, then it will match all the numbers from the I to n. So I prefer the 0 base indexing. You can also prefer to the 1 base index. So let's say if I will make the suffix operations on this index 0, then it will give the it will take the 3 cost and marks all the elements from the 0 to 2. So one answer can be the 3. Other answer can be the, let's say if I will choose to index 2 and marks all and perform the prefix operations, so that it will marks all the elements from the 0 to 2. So the one operations will be the cost of this operation will be the 4, by which all the elements will be the mark. So the minimum cost will be the 3. You can also check the, is there any other possibilities? You can check from there. So the index will be the 0, 1, 2. So let's say you pick this element and perform this suffix operation on this, then it will marks all the elements from the 1 to 2. So it will cost the 1 coin. And let's say if you mark this element and perform the prefix operation on this element, then it will marks all the elements from the 0 to 0. So it will cost 3 coins, which is the total cost will be the 4. But the minimum will I get the 3. So the answer will be the 3. Is this clear?
Yes.
You can see other test cases to think more in depth. Let's see the test case is 3, 3, 1, 1. So what I think from the here, then I am sure that the one answer can be the this 3, means the 0th index or 0 index elements are last element index, and it is possible that it is not minimum, but it can be the answer. Either this can be the answer or either this can be the answer. And let's see the, is there any other possibility to get the minimum number of operations, means to get the to marks all the elements in the minimum number of points. Let's see. So basically, 1 minute. So basically, think about this array. Then, first, mark the index of this array. I prefer the 0 base index. You can also prefer the 1 base index, no matter. So let's say if you choose to this index and perform the suffix operations on this array, then it will cost the 3 coins and marks all this element. Then one answer can be the 3. Let's say if you choose to this elements and marks all the suffix from the and perform the prefix operation, so it will cost the 4 coins. So the in the previous I will get the 3, so the minimum number of answer I get the 3 from now. But let's say if I will choose to this index and perform the suffix operations on this index, then you can max all the elements lie between the 3 and 4, which cost will be the 1. And again you pick these elements and perform the prefix operations on this element, then it will cost the 1 elements and marks on the element. Then total cost of these operations, which is the 1 and 1, which is the 2. 1 plus 1, which is the, so I get the minimum will be the 2. Okay, so what I analyze from the here. So basically you have any array. Let's say you have 2, 3, 2, 5. Let's say we have this array. So basically, either I can answer can be this, or answer can be this, or any other elements, any other two elements will be the answer. But if I will choose to the any two element, that is the minimum. So the I will get the minimum cost. Why I will choose to the any minimum, not the consecutive element. How the minimum elements work? Let's see. So let's see. I will mark the index of this elements, this array elements. Okay, you can see from the here. So let's say if answer can be the 5 or 5. So the now I will get the minimum answer is the 5. But I will find that is there any other answer exists that is lesser than 5. So I want to interested in the find the any other answer that is exist or not in the which is the lesser than 5. Let's say if I will choose to this index. Let's say if I will choose to this index and I will perform the prefix operations on this index, then it will marks all the elements from the 0 to 5. Then it will marks all the elements from the 0 to 5. 1 minute. Which cost of the 2, which is the AI. And let's say if I will choose to this index and perform the suffix operations on this, then it will mark all the elements from the 3 to 6, which is the cost of the 2. Then the total cost of the operation will be the 2 plus 2, which is the 4. So I get the minimum 4, which is can be the answer. Is there any other elements exist? Because I already take the 2 minimum element, so that I can perform one left operations means prefix operation and one suffix operation, so that all the elements will be covered. So no other elements exist. That will be the minimum from the 4. So the answer for this array will be the 4. Is this clear?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So basically, what I will do in the previous, I will take the minimum of the first element and the maximum and the last element. And if the answer can be this answer can be the lesser than this, and I will pick the two any minimum element. Let's say from there I will pick any two minimum elements and add this. Either the answer can be the max last element, or either answer can be the first element, or answer can be the sum of the any two minimum element. So move on the code. This is the template. No need to include this in your test in your code. So first take the test case C, and for each test case I will call for a function solve, and I will take a integer n, which is the size of the array, and for each array basically this is the input array. You can also take this from the array like this, from like this. You can also take this. So basically, you cannot include to this in your code. You can take the input from the previous code that I seen, same as the previous code. So basically, in the answer, I will take the minimum of the first element or last element and sort to the all the elements. You can also, this is the sort function. Basically, it will not work in your code because this is the defined in the my code. So you can basically use the sort function. Let's say sort library in the C++. This is the sort of the AR that begin to end. So basically, it will sort the all the elements in the increasing order. And again, now I will pick the two minimum element, the last element and the first element. Let's say the array is the 5, 4, 2, 3. Then the after the sorting, it will become the 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I will pick to the two minimum element with the zeroth index element and the first element index, and I will take the sum of this. Then is it possible that the current sum is the minimum? The previous answer will be minimum. Then I will take the minimum of the this both and print this, which is the answer. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
ओके तो बेसिकली मैं बस सॉर्ट कर दिया और इन दोनों का मिनिमम ले लिया.
Hmm.
सो मूव ऑन द नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम. So basically move on the fourth problem. So move on the fourth problem. So first is this problem. You are given an array A of n integers. Find the maximum value of the AI mod of the AI plus AK over all possible triplets. Satisfy this condition means all the triplets I J K lies from the 1 to n and I J K are pairwise distance. Then what it says? Let's see here. You are given an array of n size. So you are given an array whose size is n, and basically you need to find out, and you pick the, let's say you pick the three elements I, J, K. Let's say you pick three elements I, J and K, and you need to find out the minimum value of the AI mod of the AJ plus AK. AJ plus AK. So you can choose any three elements, but this three elements should be the distant. All the three elements should be the distant, and find the minimum value of the AI mod of the AI plus AK. So basically, this is the modular of this mod. Mod means, let's say you want to find the mod of the 5 mod 3. Then it gives the reminder on dividing the 5 by the 3. So on dividing the 5 by the 3, it will give the reminder 2. So the modular gives, basically modular gives the mod gives the reminder of this number. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So move on the input format and the output format. So the first line of input will contain a single integer t that denotes the number of test cases, and each test case consists of the multiple line of inputs. The first line of each test case contains a single integer n, which is the size of the array, and second line contains a single integer from the a1 to a1. Okay, so basically the first line is the number of test cases, and for each test case you have the array n, which is the size of the array, and you are given the n arrays from the a1, a2, a3 till an. Okay, so move on the output format. And then for each test cases, output a single line the maximum value of the AI mod AI plus AK. So the problem is very simple problem, which is the not any harder statement. It is a simple brute force. So let's see the constant. The value of t is the 10 to the power 4 and the maximum value of the n is the 10 to the power 3. But it said that the n square over all the test cases does not exist from the this means n square does not exist from the 10 to the power 6. So you can you can implement this problem from the in the big O of n time complexity or big O of n log n or even big O of n square. I also implement this problem in the big O of n square, which will be the
Okay, sir.
accepted. So let's see the first first input. So the 2 is the number of test cases, means we have the 2 test cases, and in the first test case we have given this. So pick the first test case. The size of the array is the 3 and the array is the 1, 2 and 3. So let's first mark the index of this array, which is the 0, 1, 2, 1 minute. Okay. So basically this is the zeroth index, first index and 2 index, and you need to choose the 3 indexes I, J and K, I, J and K, so that the AI mod of the AJ plus AK, which is the minimum. You can choose to the any index to the I, any index J, any index K, no matter. But the both the all the 3 indexes should be the unique. So let's say if you choose the I to this elements, and let's say choose to the J to this index, K to this index. So the value will be the AI, which is the 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is the 5, 2 plus 3. Basically it is the mod, basically 1 mod AI plus AJ, which is the 2 plus 3. Then basically one modulo 4, it gives the value is the 1. Let's say here, if a for the value of the a modulo b, the value of the a modulo b, if a is the lesser than the b, if a is lesser than b, then it return the value a. So the our array was 1 2 3. Then from the here I get the one answer will be the 1, but I wanted the maximum value of this. So I am interested to find the is there any other the answer exists that is greater than the 1. So to find this, let's say if I will select the this index as the ith index, and I will select to this index as the jth index, and for this index as the kth index. So the value of our AI mod of the AJ plus AK, which is the 2 mod of the 1 plus 3, which is the 2 mod 4, 2 mod 4. So it gives the value 2. So I get the maximum 2 from now. So is there any other answer exist that is the greater than the 2? Let's say I check. Let's say if I will mark the I to this element index, J to this index, K to this index, or you can make I you can make the jth index to this and the kth index to this, no matter, because on taking the sum both will be the gives the 3, 1 plus 2. So the value of this will be the 3 mod of the 1 plus 2. Basically 3 mod 3 it gives the 0. So the our the answer will be the 2. That is the maximum value of this operation. You can refer from there, yes. It is the 2.
Yes, sir.
So so move on the second test case, which is the number of the size of the array is the 1 and the array is the 133. 133. So let's say what I want to means, let's say if I will sort to this element, then what I will get? Then this element will be the maximum element, and this element will be the minimum element, and this element will be the lesser than the this element. So let's say again already this array is sorted. So the array is the 1 3 3. So let's say if I will pick to this element as the this element to the jth element and the this element to the kth element. Then the sum of this element, it is the show that I show that the sum of this element, which is the 4, sum of the jth and kth element, here is the 4. I show that the this 4 will greater than or equals to the 1 minute. This 4 will be the greater than or equals to the second largest element, because this element is the greater than this element, and on adding to the sum elements it will be the greater than this element. So what, so this element will be the lesser, and I know that if I want to find the modulo of the a mod b, then if anywhere a is lesser, then it will give the a. So if I will choose to this element as the ith element, and this element to the jth and this element to the kth, then I will definitely get the output will be the 3. You can verify from there. The answer will be the 3 mod of the 1 plus 4, because 1 plus 3, which is the 4. So basically 3 mod 4 gives the 3, because 3 is the lesser than the 4. So the one answer I showed that the one answer will be the 3, but I am interested to find is there any other answer exist that will be the greater than the second largest element. Then how I can find this? Let's say the array is the 1 3 3. Then to find and you can remember this technique of the modulo. Uh, this technique of the modulo. Let's say if I want to find the value of the a mod b, then it will always be lesser than the b, because it gives the remainder on dividing to the a by the b. Let's say if I want to find the 3 mod of the 2, then it will always give the value that is lesser than the 2, so it will be the 1. So basically I show that the answer will be the greater than or equals to the second largest element. So for this test case there will be the no element exists that is the greater than this element, so answer will be the 3. Let's see other test case. Let's see the our test case is the 5 1 1. Let's say the test case is this. Then let's say the array is this, and I want to find the maximum value of the ai mod of the aj plus ak. Let's see if I will choose to this element as the ith element, and this element to the jth element, this element to the kth element, then it will give to the value 1 mod of the 5 plus 5, which is the 1 mod of the 10. It will give the output, it will give the output 1. But I am interested to find is there any other solution exist which gives the value greater than the 1. Then to find out, I am sure that let's say if I will take the to these two elements and take the sum of this element, then it will be the either greater than this or lesser than this. It depends on this. Then I will pick to the any two elements from the first to second last element, and I will pick the ith element to this, and I will take the mod of these two elements by the ith elements. Then I will take the ith, the value of the ai mod of the ai plus aj plus ak. And let's say for this array, the array is the 5 1 5 1 5. Then I am sure that the one answer can be the 1, but I want to find the is there exist any other answer that is greater than the 1. So for this, let's say if I will pick to this element as the jth element, and this element to the kth elements, and this element to the ith elements, so the our answer will be the ai mod of the aj plus ak, which is the 5 mod of the 6, which is the gives the 5, which is the greater than the previous maximum. So the for now the answer will be the 5. So again I will take the, is there any other answer exists or not. So again I will take the, let's say, one and this element to the kth element, this element to the jth element. Then again I will get the 5 mod of the 2, which is the lesser than the 5. So the, for now, answer will be the 5. Again, if you take the any two element, that will lesser than the any two element and take the sum. And after it, if I will take the mod of this 5 by the sum of the jth and kth element, it will be the always greater than, lesser than the 5 for this test case. So the answer will be the 5. So yeah, this problem is very simple and tricky problem, and this is the root force approach. Let's say the code. So basically, I takes the test case, and for each test case, I will call for the solve function, and in this solve function, I will take the n, which is the size of the array, and this is basically takes the array input and sort the array. You can also verify from there. Let's say if I will sort to this, it will, I will get a 11555 11555. So the one answer can be the 5, and other, if you choose to this element, then it will give and the jth element to this and kth element to this and ith element to this. Then it will give the answer, which is the 5 mod of the 5 plus 5, which is the 10. It will also give the 5, and no other answer that will be the greater than 5. So the maximum answer will be the 5. Okay. So I will sort the array. So basically, no need. It was for the debugging. I will take the boolean. There will be no need of this. You can skip to this, or you can put to this. What I will do, if I will check the, if all the elements is the same, then the I will mark the boolean as the false, and I will break, and the I will check if the all the elements is equal, then the our answer will be the initialized by the second largest element, that is shown from the here. You can verify from there, and for this and for each element from the n minus 2th to 0th element, I will pick to the any two index element, and take the sum of this, and take the mod of this element from the, and take the mod of the largest element from this sum, and I will take the maximum of the current answer and the previous answer, and now I will print to the answer. So basically that is all for today. Okay, thank you.